The rapid advancement of technology, while holding immense promise for progress, has cast a long shadow over the landscape of human rights. We find ourselves standing at the precipice of a new era, one where the very essence of our being, our thoughts, feelings and experiences are vulnerable to unprecedented intrusion. The digital realm, once hailed as a frontier of freedom, has transformed into a panopticon, where our every move, both physical and digital, is subject to surveillance, analysis and manipulation. This essay delves into the chilling reality of technology-enabled human rights violations in America, focusing on the erosion of privacy and autonomy. We will examine the legal frameworks that have struggled to keep pace with the rapid evolution of technology and explore the profound personal impact of these violations through the lens of Montel Alexander Bowman's case. Bowman's allegations, though seemingly fantastical, serve as a stark reminder of the fragility of our fundamental rights in the digital age. His case, while requiring further investigation and verification, compels us to confront the uncomfortable truth that the technological tools for pervasive surveillance and manipulation exist today. Through an examination of real-world examples, legal precedents, and the ongoing global dialogue surrounding technology and human rights, we aim to illuminate the urgency of this issue and inspire a collective call to action. The defense of human rights in the digital age requires vigilance, a commitment to ethical technological development, and a reassertion of the fundamental values that underpin a free and just society. The right to privacy, enshrined in the Fourth Amendment of the US Constitution, has been steadily eroded in the digital age. The proliferation of surveillance technologies, from facial recognition software to stingray devices that mimic cell phone towers, has created an environment where constant monitoring has become the norm rather than the exception. Data breaches, often on a massive scale, have exposed our most sensitive personal information to malicious actors, leaving us vulnerable to identity theft, financial fraud, and other forms of harm. The aggregation of our online activities, from our browsing history to our social media interactions, has created detailed digital profiles that can be used to predict and manipulate our behavior. This erosion of privacy is not merely a theoretical concern. It has real-world consequences, impacting our ability to exercise our freedom of speech, associate with whom we choose, and live our lives free from unwarranted intrusion. The chilling effect of constant surveillance can stifle dissent, discourage political activism, and create a climate of fear and self-censorship. In this environment, the very notion of autonomy, the ability to make decisions about our own lives free from external control, is under threat. As technology becomes increasingly sophisticated, the potential for manipulation and control grows exponentially. Montel Alexander Bowman's case, though shrouded in complex and often disjointed language, shines a light on the potential for technology to be used for deeply invasive and harmful purposes. Bowman's claims, if true, paint a dystopian picture of a world where our innermost thoughts and feelings are no longer our own, where our sensory experiences can be hijacked and our very bodies and minds are vulnerable to remote manipulation. His allegations, while requiring further investigation and verification, echo the themes of paranoia, surveillance, and technological control found in the works of Franz Kafka. Like Joseph K. and The Trial, Bowman finds himself caught in a web of accusations and technological machinations, struggling to understand the forces arrayed against him. Bowman's case highlights the urgent need for greater transparency and accountability in the development and deployment of powerful new technologies. It underscores the importance of robust legal frameworks that protect our fundamental rights in the digital age, and the need for mechanisms to address and redress grievances when these rights are violated. While Bowman's claims may seem extraordinary, they should not be dismissed out of hand. Instead, they should serve as a catalyst for a broader conversation about the ethical implications of emerging technologies and the safeguards necessary to prevent their misuse. The Fourth Amendment to the US Constitution, ratified in 1791, protects against unreasonable searches and seizures. However, the framers of the Constitution could not have envisioned the technological advancements that would challenge the very essence of privacy in the 21st century. The question arises, are the protections afforded by the Fourth Amendment still relevant in an era of ubiquitous surveillance and data collection. The courts have grappled with this question in recent years, issuing rulings that attempt to reconcile centuries-old legal principles with modern technological realities. In Riley v. California in 2014, the Supreme Court ruled that police generally need a warrant to search a cell phone seized during an arrest. This landmark decision recognized the vast amount of personal data stored on smartphones and the potential for privacy violations. However, the legal landscape remains complex and often favors law enforcement agencies in their pursuit of data. The use of warrantless surveillance technologies, such as stingrays and facial recognition software, continues to raise serious concerns about the erosion of Fourth Amendment protections. The rapid pace of technological advancement necessitates a continuous re-evaluation and adaptation of our legal frameworks. The Fourth Amendment, while a cornerstone of American liberty, must be interpreted and applied in a manner that safeguards our privacy rights in the digital age. Section 5. The USA Patriot Act, a tool for tyranny. The USA Patriot Act, passed in the wake of the September 11th attacks, expanded the government's surveillance powers in the name of national security. While proponents argued that these expanded powers were necessary to prevent future terrorist attacks, critics warned that the law sacrificed civil liberties at the altar of security. The Patriot Act's provisions, including Section 215, which allows the government to collect any tangible thing relevant to a terrorism investigation, have been used to justify the mass collection of Americans' phone records, internet metadata, and other sensitive data. This mass surveillance has been conducted with little transparency or oversight, raising concerns about the potential for abuse. Edward Snowden's revelations in 2013 exposed the extent of the National Security Agency's surveillance programs, confirming the worst fears of privacy advocates. The Snowden leaks revealed that the NSA was collecting vast amounts of data on both Americans and foreign nationals, often in violation of US law and international treaties. The debate over the Patriot Act highlights the delicate balance between security and liberty. While the government has a legitimate interest in protecting its citizens from harm, this interest must be balanced against the fundamental rights of individuals. The Patriot Act, with its broad and vaguely worded provisions, tips the scales too far in favor of security, eroding the very freedoms it purports to protect. Section 6. Google AI and the erosion of ethical boundaries. In February 2025, Google reversed its ban on developing AI for weapons and surveillance, a move that sent shockwaves through the tech industry and the human rights community. This decision, driven by profit and a desire to compete with other tech giants in the lucrative field of military AI, raises profound ethical questions about the role of technology in society. Google's reversal underscores the growing influence of the military-industrial complex on the development and deployment of AI. As AI becomes increasingly sophisticated, the potential for misuse grows exponentially. AI-powered weapons systems, capable of making life-or-death decisions without human intervention, raise the specter of autonomous warfare and the erosion of human control over lethal force. Beyond its military applications, AI poses significant threats to privacy and autonomy. Facial recognition algorithms, predictive policing software, and other AI-powered surveillance technologies threaten to create a world of constant monitoring and control. The use of AI in hiring, lending, and other areas of life raises concerns about bias, discrimination, and the potential for AI to perpetuate existing inequalities. The development and deployment of AI must be guided by ethical principles that prioritize human rights and well-being. The unchecked pursuit of profit and technological advancement, without regard for the potential consequences, could lead us down a dangerous path toward a dystopian future where our lives are increasingly controlled by algorithms. Section 7. Fighting back legal remedies and advocacy. Despite the challenges, there are avenues for fighting back against technology-enabled human rights violations. Individuals whose rights have been violated can seek redress through the courts, filing lawsuits against government agencies or private companies that have engaged in unlawful surveillance, data collection, or other harmful practices. Several legal precedents, such as Riley v. California, and the ongoing litigation surrounding the Patriot Act demonstrate that the courts can play a vital role in upholding privacy rights in the digital age. However, legal action can be costly, time-consuming, and often faces an uphill battle against powerful adversaries. Advocacy and activism are also essential tools for challenging the erosion of human rights in the digital age. Organizations like the American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, the Electronic Frontier Foundation, EFR, and Amnesty International are working to raise awareness about these issues, lobby for stronger privacy protections, and hold governments and corporations accountable for their actions. Public education and engagement are crucial. By staying informed about the latest developments in technology and their impact on human rights, by contacting our elected officials to voice our concerns, and by supporting organizations working to protect our digital freedoms, we can all play a role in shaping a future where technology empowers, rather than endangers, human rights. Section 8. The future of human rights in a technologically advanced world. The future of human rights in a technologically advanced world hangs in the balance. The rapid pace of technological innovation presents both unprecedented opportunities and profound challenges. Will we harness the power of technology to create a more just, equitable, and humane world? Or will we allow it to be used to erode our freedoms and undermine the values we hold dear? The answer to this question depends on the choices we make today. We must prioritize the development and deployment of ethical technologies that respect human rights and promote human flourishing. We need to establish clear ethical guidelines and legal frameworks that govern the use of AI, surveillance technologies, and other powerful tools. Education and awareness are paramount. We must equip ourselves and future generations with the knowledge and skills to navigate the complex ethical dilemmas posed by emerging technologies. We need to foster a critical and informed public discourse about the role of technology in society and the values we want to guide its development. The struggle for human rights in the digital age is a defining challenge of our time. The outcome of this struggle will determine the kind of world we leave to future generations. By embracing the principles of transparency, accountability, and human-centered design, we can harness the power of technology to create a future where human rights are protected, respected, and fulfilled for all. Section 9, conclusion, a call to action. The erosion of privacy and autonomy in the digital age is not an inevitability, but a choice. We can choose to accept a future where our lives are subject to constant surveillance, our data is exploited for profit, and our very thoughts and feelings are vulnerable to manipulation. Or we can choose to fight back. We can demand that our governments enact stronger privacy protections, hold corporations accountable for their actions, and support organizations working to defend our digital rights. We can educate ourselves and others about the risks of unchecked technological development and advocate for a more ethical and human-centered approach to innovation. The struggle for human rights in the digital age is a marathon, not a sprint. It will require sustained effort, unwavering commitment, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. The time for complacency is over. The future of our freedoms depends on the actions we take today. Let us rise to the challenge and create a world where technology empowers rather than endangers human rights for all.